And welcome to the Red Wing Clay Train. That's the D.R.W. and S, the Duluth, Red Wing, and Southern. Coming to you with another episode of the Red Wing Clay Train. That's because they had a Red Wing pottery factory there. So let's get going. Didn't get a whole lot done because actually I was out of town. I was visiting my grandbaby. That makes me Grandpa Opa. Boy, Christmas comes, I'm going to have to look into buying some kind of Thomas the Tank engine for him, some train stuff. He'll be my newest little engineer. So that'll be fun. He was born on Christmas Day, so he's not a year old yet, so he'll be a year old this coming Christmas. So yeah, we had a lot of fun. That was up north in Tulare. We went up and saw Three Rivers, Slippery Rock area, and a little bit of the mountains, the Sequoia National Forest up there. So that was a lot of fun. We were only there for 2 days, but that kind of killed my days for shooting this stuff. We do have some updates. I did try that. It's actually right by my shoulder. I tried that. I can't remember what it's called. This paper mache, kind of like paper mache, fast mache, they're calling it, to see if it would get hard. It didn't seem like it got too hard. We'll look at it again here. I also have a different package of the plaster sheets. I'm going to give one more try of those, and if those kind of end up like these that I have on there, which they're the same brand from Hobby Lobby, so I'm kind of thinking they will. Then maybe I'll order a bag from Woodland Scenics, which is a lot more expensive. That's why I was trying to avoid them. Or maybe get some of the plaster they had at Michael's. They had a big jar of it, which if that gets hard, I can coat it with that. So there's a couple of options there I got to be working on to see what we can do. And also, I did go to the dollar store and got some paint. So I'm going to try out some of this ground paint and some black paint, because like when the train goes in the tunnel, I want to paint those black so you don't see in the tunnel. So we'll break those out and look at them. Maybe try to see how the colors come out or how to vary them by. They are washable. So I thought, well, maybe then I can mix them with water and vary the darkness of it. So I got a brown color and a black one, and so we'll kind of play around with those paints and see what they do. You'll actually see this on real time of me trying them out because, like I said, I wasn't home, but we're back and we're back at it. So let's get going. I'm gonna kind of move you to here. I'll pull up the top shelf of this thing, and we'll get started. So. Let me put you on hold while I get everything set. All right, here we go. Hey, kind of good news. I just pulled this back and I started touching it. It got harder than I thought it would. I tried it in here too, and it got hard like plaster should. So I still would like to try the other stuff because I'll keep buying this stuff. So I think I can fill some of it in with that other plaster. And now that I feel the other stuff, it's getting pretty hard. I guess it has to cure for a while, being that it's foam to get air around it. But now it's pretty hard. There's some soft spots. So I'm gonna pull that other stuff out and lay a piece right here just to kind of fill this in. So then we'll be all set. Then I can add that other plaster if I have to. But that paper mache stuff came out really pretty hard because I put it in here and right in here, and it came out pretty well. So let me grab that other stuff, and so I can show you that. All right, here we are. So this was the other bag I had of this stuff, and it does say plaster cloth. It must just take a while for it to cure, because that got pretty hard now. I'm kind of happy with that. It's doing what it's. I don't think I'll buy the expensive Woodland and Scene stuff. I'll give this, since I was out of the other, I'll dig into this and we'll put a piece there to kind of complete everything. And then use that, maybe go back to Michael's and get that other plaster stuff I was talking about to give that a try. This stuff gets really messy. But, so if my brown shirt gets all powdery, you'll know why. Maybe I just need to cut it. I'm gonna try to get it so I can put it back in the bag. But we'll get it over here. I think I only need, I don't know how long these are. Oh, these are just long. Interesting, these are just one long sheet, so I guess I gotta cut them. So I'll cut a piece that'll cover that. They didn't have these rolls. They didn't have these rolls. I gotta remember to talk to the mic, because if I'm looking down at this, you're not gonna hear it. They didn't have these rolls like this. They had that other stuff that I had, like the sheets. So we'll get this guy back in here. As you can see, I'm getting the powder everywhere. I probably shouldn't have these tracks here. We don't want to get them full of, we don't want to get them full of the wet stuff. So we'll get this guy back in the bag. And I still got my water here. So what I'm going to do, and I didn't do it the first time because I didn't do it, what I'm going to do, and I didn't have it the first time, was use this paint while the plaster is wet to see how it works with that. There we go, I got that back in there. This was that fast mache that I used, but it came out pretty strong. But I want to get one more piece across here. And so what I want to try is maybe putting a little of this, I'm not going to put it, maybe I should try it. Put it actually a little of this in the water, so when I dip that guy in, it'll actually have some of the ground color instead of just being stark white. So we'll see how that works. So this is kind of an experiment on it too. This paint's supposed to be, see, it says washable, so I'm hoping it's water soluble. I got it cheap because it's actually from the dollar store. You can see it's really brown. I'm just checking to see if it'll dissolve. It does. It dissolves. So we'll put a squirt of this in the water. Mix it up. It's kind of thick. I'm going to stir. That looks like a good stir. To see if we can make like a ground color, And it'll go right in the cloth. When you're doing this, you're always experimenting. Looks like coffee with cream now, so that don't look too bad. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if it's going to stain this cloth. So here we go. Well, it didn't stain the cloth as dark as I thought it would. It made it a little darker. I'm just kind of smoothing it out. I'm trying to work with it a little better than I did before. See if it'll get a better shell on it. So it's funny, each time you work with this stuff, it's like an experiment. So you try different things to see if you can get better at working at it. Hang on, I gotta get my rag. Oops. Sorry for the bump. I had my rag under the chair. So there we go. Okay. So we got that on there. I'm gonna try one more thing. I'm gonna try to put a little bit of this paint on here and maybe paint it on while it's wet and see how that works. I'll find a brush here. Hang on, let me pause you while I go get a brush here now. Sitting there with okay, I'm back. I got a brush. So I'm gonna try a spot, the wet spot, with just a little on the brush. That looks pretty good. I like what that's doing. You know, for making the ground color. And then I'm going to try a spot like here. Maybe I don't need to dilute it. So we'll see how that dries. I like the texture. I like the texture because we're trying to make earth. This stuff, that was only $1.70, $1.25. So I was thinking I could dilute it to make it go farther, but I won't need to. I'm just gonna paint a mess of this to see how I'm trying to get it on there wet. Just to see what it does. We'll give it a contrast there. And we'll see how that dries. Interesting. And I can probably wash this right in here. I remember I dipped this in the brown to see if that makes a difference. So we'll come back next week and see how that turns out. If that turns out well, I'll paint the whole thing and get all the ground cover on there. As you can see, that plaster, this plaster gets all over. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm still happy with the sheets. That one went on. I don't know. It's the same thing. This one seems like it went on better than those other ones I had. But the other ones I had, I might not have been using them right. This one here, I was able to dip it in there and still hang on to it. These other ones were kind of thin. That seemed a little thicker and easier to work with. So maybe I'll keep getting them. But so yeah, we'll see how that turns out. And we'll keep going on the landscape here. So I appreciate you watching. I will see you next week. Be sure to tune in, and hopefully we might have this whole ground area covered. The black now, so I got some black right here. The black will be in the tunnel. So so like where the tracks are at. So when it's going in, you won't be able to see in the tunnel. So that's why I got the black for. So I'll try the black out next week to see how that goes. So we can paint anything inside, anything that's underneath this black, so it won't reflect light and you can see it, so it'll actually look like it went in a tunnel. So with that, keep watching. Let me lower you down here a minute. Let me lower you down so I can get eye level with you. So with that, we will call that a showgram. Experimenting with the paint, experimenting. It looks like our patch now got covered up, so we fixed that mistake, and we got the little creek thing going in there. And maybe I'll have that other plaster. You can get a big tub of it from Michael's. Maybe I'll have that other plaster so we can mix up and kind of spread it around and see if it'll fill these things better. The mache, I don't know how far it'll go, but that might be the next step of filling those in. So we will keep you posted. Thanks for watching. We will see you next Saturday, same time. Remember, this airs on Saturdays at 12 noon, and my Cigar Box Guitar one airs at 11 on Saturdays. We got done with the Total Wine cigar, and I actually played it. If you watched that one first, if you haven't watched that one yet, go ahead and watch it. I actually play it, and you can see how it sounds, and we'll be installing it to Total Wine, the store, if they let us. But you'll see that coming up. So keep watching, keep making comments. On one of my shorts I had a giveaway, which I did. I made a short of it, or I put it, I can't remember. I put it on one of these shows and didn't get any comments. But if you wanna win what I have on there, take a look at it. There's only 3 questions. If you get them all right, I'll mail that thing off to you. So thanks for watching. Keep commenting. I love the comments. I try to reply to all of them. If I miss you, let me know. Hey, you missed me, and I definitely will reply to you. So have a good week, and we'll see you later.